to go and fix it up again.
Yeah.
What they don't understand about that terminal, and I want to say to St. Lucia today, it's not only the terminal as it is. All the concessionaires inside there are St. Lucians with all their shops. The people who are going to take over the city will control all that, put in their own people and make their own money. These people have no idea of business, Peter. They have no idea of business.
I love
but these deal makers, let me just say that quickly. These deal makers that want to form the next government, Sir Michael.
Yes.
These people know that if they give an individual that thing for 30 years, they're going to get something in their hand.
Definitely.
Of course.
They know that.
Even if they're not in office.
That.
Even if when they're not in office. But I'm loving the path that we have taken. But here's something else regarding the visas. You have been to the embassy to get your visa, so Michael, I have. Do you know that today we don't have to spend $1,200 to get taxi to overnight to go to Barbados?
That's a hell of a cost.
That is a great achievement.
Yeah.
All we do, send the passport up to the embassy. If they deny you, they deny you. If you're going to get your visa, it comes back in the mail. You have your visa.
Correct.
You're talking about $2,000.
How much money it is to go to Barbados and back? About
$1,200.
$1,200 return.
And
then you have a hotel.
Wow.
Then you have all
That's what I used to pay
taxis.
to-
You have taxi.
That's
You
what
have
I
The
used to-
displacement of your time.
Yes.
That's what I used to pay to go to New York and
Yes.
Miami for.
You have to suffer the cost of food. If you're going with a family member, that is 2 tickets.
And sometimes there's no liat.
There's no flight coming back.
So that's a great improvement.
That is a great
Massive
achievement.
improvement.
And what Sir Michael said earlier is an even better improvement. When you get that visa, you are being cleared for New York and the United
Yes,
States
sir.
right at Hiwanora.
You see, when the
Correct.
Prime Minister in 2016 said we will not be needing to have a visa to go to the United States, a lot of people laughed at it. I could remember Dal Song making a lot of fun about this.
Yeah.
But the process has started, so Michael.
Correct.
It has started. Today, we do not have to fly to Barbados. This is a huge achievement.
Now-
You said something in your statement earlier when you said it will be difficult for us to obtain visas to visit our family and friends. Could you imagine you have your brother or your grandmother or whoever is in the United States? Look at the easy access we have today. These guys coming into office, they are not friends of the United States. We could clearly say that.
Yeah.
They are not too. The United States will play the diplomacy role and have dealings with the government.
Yeah.
But to be a friend of St. Lucia with these guys, that's not happening.
But Champagne, I want to say something to St. Lucia. Sometimes we give Kenny Anthony a lot of pressure here
Yeah.
for things he has done. When he does something that's right, we need to honor what he did. Kenny Anthony had the foresight to know how dangerous Richard Frederick was.
Oh, he said it
That
earlier.
is why he went to
said it
the
earlier, to
US
the embassy.
and advised the Americans against it.
Yeah.
He said, gentlemen, this man is a danger to this country.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, whatever Kenny did there, his diplomatic and were withdrawn.
Yeah.
So we have to thank Kenny Anthony.
That is true. That
Kenny
is true.
Anthony did a marvelous job.
I have given Kenny Anthony a lot of
pressure. But we have to say
but
when
you're
the man
right.
has done
You're
something
right.
right. Okay?
So
You're
it
right.
takes me to, you believe that hug was for Kenny now to go back to Barbados and say, well, give it to him?
Kenny will never do that,
I don't
Champagne.
think he'll do that.
Kenny
because-
is going to sit quietly,
Yeah.
right? Hope that works out there. Push Richard Frederick
Yes, I
aside
think
and
he
tell
will.
him, my brother,
Yeah.
you are not fit
Yes.
because you can't even travel to America. How can you be a minister in government?
Now, here's
And you
where the
know they say
problem.
one bad apple spoils the whole
Correct.
bottle.
So here's where the problem will begin. If Kenny Anthony makes such a statement to Richard Frederick, the hard-nosed individual or hard-headed individual, pompous, larger-than-life
Right.
behavior that Richard Frederick has, that's not going to sit well with him.
No, he'll trout him.
So the fight starts again.
Definitely. That's the
fight
problem that
starts
St.
again.
Lucia has.
So St. Lucia
That's
is
the
faced
problem
with...
That will not be a fight by mouth, that'll be fisticuffs.
Well, I don't know how physical it will be.
Peter?
He says it's not going to be verbal. He said it might be physical.
It will be physical.
So here's the problem where St. Lucia comes into the mix. So while this fight is going on, the airport stops,
Correct.
the hospital stops, the water project stops,
Right.
cul-de-sac bridge stops,
Stop.
everything stops.
And not you what stop too? The communication between us and America stops too.
It stops. So here's the most important thing.
Right.
If all those projects stop, who's that for? Who's going to be I'm looking for a word here. Who's going to be affected the most? The
ordinary man.
The average person.
The average man that's
Correct,
working
the
at
average
those
man.
projects. The average man that is working at the St. Jude's, working at the airport, he's going to not be at work. He's going to be...
And what about his family, the extended family? What about that?
All this has to come into the equation, because there will be a fight. St. Lucia, there will be a fight. Stevenson King, with all this coalition nonsense he's talking, will easily move across. Okay? He is not going to accept a Ministry of Sports. That's not happening.
Correct.
I was the Prime Minister. I did what I did to try to bring down the UWP, and today you're telling me what you're giving me is Minister of Sports? He's not accepting that. He's not accepting Governor General. So he's going to be in a fight between Hille and Pierre for Prime Minister.
I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not a fortune teller. Now, when they don't come together, that means there's no government for a while.
No.
You know what happens for the next day? Back to the polls again.
Well, I don't think they might even want it to go there. They will drag St. Lucia to the dogs.
Yeah, but you cannot run a country without a government.
Well, the Governor General has to step in there.
Okay. So that's what I'm trying to. So you have to have, using somebody's phrase,
Yeah.
a fifth columnist to come.
Yeah. But Josie now, St. Lucia would be taken back every day about 10 days
A
backward.
laughing stock.
A laughing stock. And then now the people of St. Lucia now would have to come back to the UWP because we have seen it happen before.
Yeah. And that's what Spider-Man told them. Today, you have a government that has put forward 17 candidates. You know who the Prime Minister is now, and you know who the
Yes.
Prime Minister is after the elections. It's a very clear situation. It's a very clear situation.
But Brother Josie, when you heard that the Labour Party was unable, and I know they were not unable, they deliberately didn't bring into all of the 17, but what does it say as an organization, a political party of the Labour Party itself? When you heard
The
that
deceitfulness.
they deliberately
Yeah.
left two
Deceit.
candidates out.
Yeah.
When applicants were made for both of those seats, they deliberately choose. Listen to me, before you answer. A guy by the name of Pell, I don't know his real name.
I know him.
Made an application.
Yes.
Put in his application.
Well, he's a Lancico, you know.
Lancico,
Peter,
yes, yes, Peter Lancico. You have Stanley Felix,
Right.
put in an application. Then you have the guy from Marshall, Julian Charles, put in an application.
All
All of those
central.
three people were denied an override by Richard Frederick. Can you believe it? He was not endorsed by
And the man is
Parliament.
not even in the government.
Can you believe this? The SLP people need to look at this thing and say, wait a minute, what is happening here?
But you know, I didn't think about this as you mentioned. I'm thinking about it more deeply.
About
And-
what?
and what?
Yeah.
And again, Kenny Anthony, I have to say, was right. There's nothing, in my humble opinion, that's more frightening than that central castle seat, how it came to be the way it is.
Yes. Look at how
It is a frightening situation. I'll tell you something. I shudder to think what would happen if that central castle seat goes away
way of
from
Richard Frederick.
Yeah. This is a frightening prospect, and Kenny Anthony was right again.
A leader make way, he brushes off three of his candidates and makes way for an independent candidate, Richard Frederick of all persons, to deny his three candidates that put in applications. And you know what's more frightening? None of those candidates may say the word. Stanley Felix didn't say anything. Lancico guy didn't say a word. Julian Charles, who was a Marshall boy like myself, I couldn't understand, he didn't say anything. This is frightening. Where is the principle?
What did Spider tell you? There's something called deals.
Yes.
Deals.
Deals. At the expense of the St. Lucia
Of the St. Lucian people.
Yes.
The St. Lucian people have to suffer some, Brother Josie, as a result of
So-
somebody making a deal.
So we need to continue playing that thing where Anthony is telling Richard to stay in your section.
You ready for that tape?
Yes, we would like to put the tape on screen so the people could see what is happening before,
Yeah.
if these guys ever made it to the reins of governance. Look at the fight that has started, because there's no way Rufus Bousquet would not want something.
Oh, definitely.
Rufus Bousquet would want something, Preville would want something,
Yeah.
but there's a fight already.
Correct.
Anyway, St. Lucia.
I want to talk about it, please. Curious, and Rufus, all enemy.
Okay. All right, St. Lucia, we have a little delay in a video we'd like to put up on the screen where you could clearly hear. Ah, my goodness. What is going on with this? This is really... There's no Wi-Fi. So we can... mute on your mic. All right, St. Lucia, I think we have a little slight issue with bringing you the video, but we've spoken about the video. It has to do with a program that Rufus Bousquet ended up on, I think, last night with Timothy and Richard Frederick could call into the show, and the fighting has begun. Brother Peter, we are in for an election that I think if the Labour Party manages to win, and I don't even want to speak that way because this is something I cannot see happening, but in case it does happen, because stranger things has happened before, this country is going to be taken to the dogs, my friend.
Yeah, as you say that, I listened to a guy on Timothy. I'm not used to listening anyway. So it was towards the end, and he predicted that the Labour Party would win. And he said the reason is that after every national crisis, they change the government. But I said, you know, these guys, you know, they're so one-sided in their analysis.
The Labour Party would win, the guy said that?
Because, yeah, but hear that. And he only went as far back as the last 3 elections.
Yes.
When you're doing something that is scientific,
Yes.
and you want to prove that you're correct, you have to go back many years.
That's right.
You know, and I did agricultural science, and we learned how to analyze the comparisons between different crops that you're growing if you want to compare them.
Yeah.
You know?
They're going on some numbers regarding the last 3 elections, as you mentioned. So 2006 was 11-6, 2011 was 11-6, 2016 was 11-6. So they're thinking the same trend, the same pattern is going to continue.
But that's not how you analyze things statistically.
No.
In fact, in agriculture, we had something called the null hypothesis that you use to compare different varieties of any particular thing.
Yes.
And this guy just made that statement, you know, and that is the kind of unscientific garbage that people just shoot out from their mouths without thinking.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have no competency, they have never studied anything, they have never read anything. And you can't do it that way. I believe the way this government has handled that pandemic, the Labour Party, if they had their way, more St. Lucians would have died.
I believe that.
Because every time the Prime Minister tried to do something to control the pandemic, you know what happened? The Labour Party is undermining it to the point of having a march and spreading the virus to help spread the virus even more. The Labour Party has been responsible for people dying because of that march.
Yeah.
And nobody is saying anything as if people are afraid to talk.
You know,
and the government has done everything. That is why the Prime Minister said he didn't want to call the elections before he was satisfied that COVID virus was under control. He said so more than once. The Labour Party didn't care. There could be 1,000 people dying every day. As far as the Labour Party is concerned. Call elections, give them the government. What they want the government to do, they can't tell you. They cannot tell you what they will do when they form the government.
Yes.
Put on more taxes on people. If you get $4,000 a year, or more, or less, sorry, you will not pay taxes. Where is the money for development going to come from?
They would love to enjoy that $1.50 tax that on
the gas. They probably put 160. They probably up it to 160.
You see, they don't have that type of vision, that type of foresight to implement cash flow.
These guys cannot think because they can't manage. They have no business acumen. So that is the problem. They have no business sense.
Brother Peter, I want to focus on Stephenson King for a little while, and I don't know if you and I want to go down there, but I want to, what would cause a man to get down into that type of behavior from a party he has served in for almost 40 years, and on the eve of an election, when he was asked whether or not there was something going on with him because there's rumors out there, he denies it, but 2 days later admits exactly what he was asked about.
I have thought about this thing a lot, and the only thing I can put it down to is what I've read and understood from the Holy Bible. All of us fall short of the glory of God. All of us are sinners to a lesser or larger extent. And all of us, you know, to a larger or lesser extent, are possessed by an evil spirit and a good spirit. And that is why, as a young Christian, you are told to practice your faith. Practice your faith so that you keep building against the demonic forces that are always pushing against you. So good and evil are always in contest. And man, because of his ego,
Yes.
is going to tend to evil if evil is going to suit his purposes.
Yes. Yes.
And the reason I feel sad is because I also learned from my parents, not so much my grandparents, the younger generation of my people. You know, from the time I was trying to get to St. Mary's College and doing lessons, etc., always said to me that if you work hard and prepare, you know you will get what you're after. My problem is, and I don't want to get personal in this thing, people get to certain places by luck and chance. But you can't say that it's because they have prepared themselves properly to be prime minister, that they are prime minister.
Right.
And it troubles me because it's a disincentive to people who want to work hard and study and do what they have to do.
So you are admitting that there is indeed something called luck?
There is luck. Because, as I said, Romana Slancico, in my humble opinion, was in a better situation to be prime minister than King. Right?
Okay.
But King was a little blue-eyed boy, if I may use an old-time phrase, of both Sir John and the chairman of the party.
Yes. Yes.
He was the go-to, whatever they wanted.
But
Romana Slancico used to answer and ask questions.
Yeah.
And they didn't want that.
You know Stevenson King, and you've been involved with the politics for a long time, but Stevenson King, we are finding out that he's not the person that we have perceived him to be, the humble and nice individual. And history would tell you that in 2001, when Morella Joseph got the reins of leadership of the party, that did not go well with Stevenson King. As a matter of fact, he withdrew his candidacy in 2001. When Sir John re-entered into the politics, he did not support Sir John. The same Sir John that brought him into the party, he never supported him. He supported Vaughan Lewis. So when our people are out there saying he's always humble, people have behaviors that could be appealing to some people, but behind closed doors, they are different persons, Brother Peter.
But he has always been the same person, you know.
That is right.
Always about himself and himself only. You notice how much he's on the public media these days?
All of us. He's on the program this morning.
Because this is about him. It's not about people. It's not about family.
Yes, yes.
It's not about you and me.
Yes, yes. So he
It's
has
not
to go out
about
there.
UWP. Everything that has happened in the last 2 weeks to Stevenson King
It's about Stevenson
has
King.
been about Stevenson King.
Yes.
And you don't know what it is that Richard has over him, if anything, that is influencing him to do everything Richard is doing, because Richard has never been prime minister. So you make up your mind what it is that, these two guys are going to work together.
Oh,
They've
they did.
been working together a
Of
long
course,
time.
they have been. Between the two political
he has
parties.
never changed. We were not seeing it. We saw when he withdrew enthusiasm. We saw when he criticized Compton's daughter. Then got over his death.
And
We
he
saw
sat
all
there
of
and said
that.
nothing, huh?
And yet,
King sat there while Richard abused Sir John's daughter, and King sat there and did nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. What does that tell you? There have been a relationship between Stevenson King and Richard Frederick for a long time.
Yeah.
Why would you not? Listen to this. Sir John Compton, we have heard that he made Stevenson King the prime minister. I have heard of other things, but this is what we know for now. The man's daughter ran, because after his passage, he's deaf. And Richard Frederick abused that girl 1 year later, and King said nothing.
yeah. But you know, as you say that, you know something, I remember an incident, I wasn't there, but it was recorded, and it's true. I remember when Rick Wayne came to St. Lucia, maybe the first time, he used to be at Julian's home very often. And I know for a fact, because I used to be there too sometimes. And Julian used to prepare special breakfast for Rick, because in those days, Rick was at the top of his building form, you know.
Right.
Real breakfast, you know, I tell
Yes,
you.
yes. How many eggs and everything else?
And you couldn't get that in a hotel. And Julian always treated Rick well.
Okay.
Always, always, always.
Yeah.
As far as I know. And the Labour Party had a convention in Library. And Julian was leader. And they wanted to make Kenny Anthony leader. Man, they put hell on Julian. And there's one person in particular whom I call a friend. And I'll not call his name. Who said a lot of things about Julian. Negative, negative, negative. And Rick Wayne, to his credit, Rick has said a lot of things that don't make sense. He has written things that don't make sense to me, right? And so, like so many of us, there are a lot of things we can criticize about Rick Wayne. But I know that Rick Wayne grew, in my humble estimation, when he stood up that day and defended Julian Hunt. Because he knew that if he didn't do it, nobody else would do it.
Now,
he treated Julian as a friend.
The Rick Wayne I know, you know him much longer than me, I have always emulated the manner because he had brought about a lot of information and stuff to the younger generation. I'm not saying your time, but I have listened to Mr. Rick. Maybe I'm on a program today because of Mr. Wayne, because I always watch him when he came out with his program.
Okay.
So when you say he has written some things, I don't know too much. You know, I've read one of his books. But
he has written a lot of things that I don't agree with.
Oh, you personally?
But yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying that his behavior that day, he grew in my estimation because he was defending somebody whom he considered a friend, and somebody who helped him. I'm saying that is how a real man behaves.
Oh, okay, I get you.
In other words, if Stephenson King was a real man, he would not criticize Sir John's daughter or any family of Sir John, knowing what Sir John had done for him.
I wish I had the bell here. Yes,
you understand?
Well said.
It's very easy.
Yes.
If you are good to a person and nice to a person, the person, you're not paying the person any money, they took you from scratch, they build you up and made you. When you reach the ladder, that's when you kick in the person.
No gratitude.
But what kind of person behaves that way?
The person that is only about himself, and you just said it.
Exactly.
And this is Stephenson King.
With no humility.
None at all.
And somebody without talent. Somebody without the necessary talent to be where you are.
Yes.
People have taken you and placed you there.
Yes.
Behave yourself and be humble and say thank you.
Between the two political parties, would you say that the people and the voters, the supporters of both political parties, love their party or they love their candidates?
This is a tough question to answer, but if the candidate has been around a long time, I think they like the candidates. But as you say that, that's something I noticed. I have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 people, I believe, who are upstanding citizens in the St. Lucia community, who are at the mature age of 50 to 60, who are all qualified university people, and who have spoken on Stephenson King platform. And I believe, notwithstanding the qualification of these people, notwithstanding their family background and history, I believe, honestly in my heart, that each of them has something that is troubling them about Alan Chasney. They can't say it. It might be not only Alan Chasney, it might be certain people in the Alan Chasney government. But to see these people on Stephenson King platform, I know it's not because they like Stephenson King.
No.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
But
it's not because they like Stephenson King. It's because they hate Alan Chasney or hate the government so much that they prefer to talk and see the Labour Party get into it.
Well, I could say something for myself on that. Alan Chasney is the son of Michael Chasney. A lot of people have seen it to be the son of a rich man in this country. Some of these people have gone overseas and gone to university and they have obtained degrees in the level of the highest, which are doctorates. In their minds, because, and a lot of them, in their minds, because of those degrees, and they being a son of the soil, so to speak, and I don't know where they thinking Alan Chasney is not a son of the soil, that they should be and not him.
But that is a stupid way to think.
That is a really negative way to think.
It's a very stupid way to think. To start with, I would say there is nobody who chose their parents.
Exactly.
We don't choose our parents.
Amen. Amen to that.
And the only reason Michael Chasney took his wife to make that child, to give birth to that child in Martinique, is because he had 2 previous ones who died in St. Lucia.
Yeah.
We didn't have the health care of the standard of Martinique. Because when you're in Martinique, basically you're still in
And he has said that on numerous occasions.
You're in France.
Yeah.
And the healthcare facility is still superior by far to what we have here.
Yeah.
Hopefully, one day our government will make the health insurance come true.
Yes.
But I would like to see a health insurance that is so well organized that the worst case scenario, people will also be free to go and spend a couple of weeks in Martinique, or if there's a Martinique professionals coming here, under the same scheme I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That is the only thing I would like to see added to the health insurance, the national health insurance.
I would love to see Stephenson King get beat And not just beat. I wanted him to get beat really badly.
I think he'll lose, you know.
Of course he's going to lose. The reason why Steve is going to lose, the few SLP people that have jumped on the bandwagon because they're trying to push an agenda on the basis of Labour Party.
Yeah.
But I'm continuing to say there are some Labour Party people that are very, very principled. They are not in support of what King did, even if it's going to favor them.
Let me tell you why he's going to lose. Why I think he's going to
Yeah.
lose. In fact, why I know he's going to lose.
Yes.
You know how I know? I'm going to ditch you that for nothing.
Okay, thank you
Free
very
of
much.
charge.
Thank you in advance.
When Prime Minister Alan Shastney launched Girodi,
Yes,
he panicked.
he did panic. He was even making...
Panicked.
Yes, he did.
He panicked.
Yeah.
And the worst thing to do in a fight is to panic.
Yes.
That is why he had to run all over.
Searching for people.
That
Yeah.
is part of the panic.
That is, yeah.
He had to bring his wife.
Bring
I
everybody.
was actually taking a rest, and I heard somebody speaking, and I realized the person said, well, she had to come out to support her husband.
Yes, I heard that.
You know, that was late yesterday evening.
Yes.
And that is part of the panic button.
Yes. Yes.
So Stevenson King knows, and as I said, you know, I'm no psychologist, but I deal with things of the human mind.
Yes.
Because everything has to happen in the mind first.
Yeah.
Everything he has done, he knows is wrong.
He knows that.
He will not admit it to you and me and Sir Michael. He knows. And you know something? That is killing him.
It is killing him.
All the big noise and gwawash. And the people around him, the four people, I didn't mention names, but there's a woman and three men.
Oh, yeah.
All of them qualified, all of them past 50, all of them mature, all of them know it's nonsense that Steve is doing, but none of them can say it because they don't like Alan Shastney.
Yes, yes. So the agenda is not about Steve. The agenda is about Alan.
Thank you.
Yes.
In fact, they will support Kenny, Anthony, Pierre, and Vroom Vroom.
Yes.
I heard they call him Vroom Vroom
Yes.
these days.
You know-
before they support King.
You know, you could put the Prime Minister in the equation of Jesus Christ, not to put the two together. I'm just giving you a scenario here. Jesus Christ did so many good things on earth, but he was crucified. Alan Shastney has not done anything wrong to a single St. Lucian. From my own personal observation, and his dad here, he could clarify it. Maybe he has not been everywhere Alan has been. But I don't believe this man has hurt any St. Lucian. But yet still you have some people with a venom,
Yeah.
with a venom against this
but
man.
let me-
With a
explain
venom.
something. Let me explain something to both of you. Alan Shastney is the fly in the ointment. Alan Shastney single-handedly is preventing all those people from putting their hands in the treasury money.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
That's a simple analogy.
That's
you
the
know.
bottom
Yeah.
line.
All those people you hear shouting and screaming.
Yes.
These are like Pell and all that gang.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
All these guys want jobs. Okay.
Yes, yes.
They're singing for their supper.
Christopher Hunt, all of them.
You think they love St. Lucia? These fellas can do nothing. Champagne.
They could do nothing
They
for
can do
themselves.
nothing. They
No.
cannot earn a living.
No.
They have to live off the taxpayer.
Yes.
I made that point very clear a couple of days ago with Stephenson King.
Yes.
Not Stephen, yeah, both Stephenson King and
Rufus.
and Philip Pierre.
Okay.
These guys have been in power, say, 25 years. I
Yes.
calculated. There's an average of $3 million in salaries they took over 25 years.
Yes.
Now, St. Lucia, they don't want to, it's a business.
Yeah.
This is taxpayers' money that you and
people's
I have
money.
worked hard for to put money
Oh, yeah.
into the kitty. Okay?
Yeah.
Into the kitty.
Yeah.
Now, ask yourself a question. Let's just sit back. What have they done for that salary in the last 25 years? Has St. Lucia got its value? That's our question.
For that $3 million.
That's a,
Yeah.
and you ask why we are where we are. It's like running a business champagne. If I have a CEO taking a big salary and non-productive, and the business is going up, there's
Yeah.
nothing later.
Yeah.
Somebody else is going to take
Somebody
over.
else, right. You
That's
have
the
to get-
bottom line.
you have to
right?
get rid
and
of
in
it.
this case, when St. Lucia goes down, Antigua or Barbados or somewhere will pick up the slack. Look at today. Barbados, which was once the tourism center, right, for
the Caribbean,
tourists,
yeah.
the number one, okay? St. Lucia has surpassed them by miles
Yeah.
in COVID. Let me tell you something. You saw it 2 Saturdays ago.
Yeah.
18 flights on the ground. Barbados has one and two flights,
Yes,
okay?
yes.
One and two flights.
1,900 passengers
Yeah.
coming in.
Tell you something. Sandals
Eight
has been
flights.
operating.
Oh, I think they're getting the video on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, right. We need to watch that, St. Lucia. Yeah. This is a very important situation.
You want to give us some volume? So, St. Lucia, I think we're able to bring you that video. It's not on for the moment, but we will be bringing it to you. Give us just a few minutes.
But let me
Yeah, go ahead.
Before we go, let me tell you why.
Yes, no, I don't think they have it yet.
We want to thank Mr. Norbert tremendously.
Yeah, the genius.
For the work which he does in getting this information to hand.
Yeah.
This is the tape which was shown last night on
Right.
Mr. Norbert's show.
Yes.
Which spelled volumes.
Yes, sir.
And we have now asked him to assist us here because his audience and ours could be slightly different.
That's
so we
right.
want the whole of St. Lucia to
That is
understand
right.
what
That
going
is
on.
right.
And that's
That is
what-
right.
But as you mentioned,
Yeah.
Sir Michael, your son, the Prime Minister, it's because he is stopping
Okay,
them.
so we have it.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, so we have the video, Senator. So we want you to pay attention to this video because the fighting is about to begin, and these guys are nowhere close to being involved with the reins of governance. Can you imagine what would happen if they ever get in there? Listen to this video. Yeah. So, Michael, we could talk.
Sound?
Yeah. The sound comes on that little thing there, man. Nah, we lost it again. I think there's a knob where they turn on the sound from over there. Yeah. Anyway, we're having just a slight difficulty with the video, so we will, as soon as we have it on okay, I think we're getting somewhere. For those of you who could see it at the moment, you have Rufus Bousquet. He has emerged. He has emerged, Sir Michael.
Yeah.
And we have another one that has emerged from, they get out of hibernation, Brother Josie.
Yeah.
We have, you know, these guys go overseas. They spend 4.5 years. Do whatever they do, make all their big money. Don't know the plight of the people. We go through hurricanes, we go through storms, we go through COVID-19. They're nowhere to be found. As soon as the election is called, everybody comes back. And then they tell you, they come with all those big words, try to fool the people into voting for them. So they could have an easy pass.
Pass through.
That's what Sir
government.
Michael is saying.
Yes.
They want to live
Yes.
off the taxpayers'
Yes,
money.
yes.
But the Prime Minister, Alan Chastanet, is blocking them.
Yes,
We
yes,
need to call the names.
yes.
The names.
Yeah. We have some names that all end up in the U.S. And these are the same people that don't have, they really hate the U.S. I want to put it like that. And the first one is Claudius. It ends with U.S. We have another one here, Rufus. It ends with U.S. as well. And then we have another one that spent a lot of time in the United States, Ubaltus. But all of them, they have.
Ironic.
It is very ironic that these guys would have those names ending up with the U.S. And they want to say so much against the U.S. But we want to go back with Claudius, and he made a statement where that he believes that the election should have had observers.
Yeah.
Now we have 14 observers.
Yeah.
They have a problem with too many observers. How double standard are these
Everything you all
people?
do, they want to see the opposite.
Yes,
Yeah?
yes. How double standard are these people? Senator, as we await the video, we're still waiting for the video, so you could listen for yourself what have already started regarding a fight. And Rufus Bousquet, God forbid, the SLP makes the government, he will be involved with this government, the SLP government. Richard Frederick will be involved with the SLP government. And here we already have a fight between those two. What does that say to you, St. Lucia? Then you have the others into the equation, put them into the pot. You have the Hillers, you have the Pierres, you have the Kenny Anthony's, and then you have the big robust one, Stevenson King. So now we have 6 people. Can you believe it, Sir Michael?
Yeah.
6 people all fighting for one prize. None will give up for the other. Richard Frederick is not going to give up for anyone. Never.
What's the problem?
Stevenson King, well, they might push Dr. Anthony on the side because
But Nishu, you on there?
Yeah, Tim, Richard Frederick.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Frederick.
Yeah, I need to ask Rufus a couple questions because I want to make it clear that what persons called me to tell me was in fact the truth before I even addressed them, because I need to ask Mr. Rufus.
Richard, do you really want to do this here?
Yeah, I want to do it here because you did it here. You did it
I
right
didn't
there.
do anything. I spoke on issues and questions that were brought to my
all right.
attention.
Okay, Rufus,
and I
let
spoke
me
to
ask
them
you- let me ask
truthfully,
you.
Richard.
Hold on.
But to
Did
make
you-
me be the judge, jury, and executioner in
Okay.
your issue is
Let me
just not
just
something
ask.
you should do.
Let me just ask you a question.
Okay,
did
go
you
ahead.
or did you not say I should not have run the last election and I shouldn't have run the 2 preceding elections? Did you say so?
No, I didn't say you shouldn't have run the 2 preceding. I said that I felt that you should not have run the last election. That's the way I feel about it, Richard.
Okay.
And that's how I feel.
I understand that very well.
Okay.
Why?
Well,
Why?
But I already stated why, Richard. I'm not going to get into a back and forth
No,
with you
because-
here.
no,
I mean,
no, no,
really,
because
Timothy, I don't
Rufus,
think that's
Rufus,
necessary. No,
just-
no, Richard.
Rufus,
Come
I
on.
agree with you, but listen to me.
Yes,
Listen to me.
yes.
The law says innocent until proven guilty. You must not forget.
I addressed that.
Hold on, Rufus. Give me a patient hearing, please. Give me. You were the same one, Rufus, who was in the center of a UN scandal. You were the same one who was allegedly imprisoned with a false name, Bruce Tucker. You were the same one Sir John fired twice in cabinet.
Richard,
After
you
all those
really,
incidents-
I mean,
hold on.
Tim, I know
just hold on.
this is good,
After
this is
all
good
those
TV, but
incidents-
really, I don't think this is where we need to address that.
No,
honestly.
no,
Okay,
no.
hold on,
Rufus, don't forget,
Yeah.
I have my show, you know. I have my show. I can
Yeah,
address
but
it
Richard,
there.
but
Yeah, but
please address it on
No,
your show.
because Rufus,
Richard, all
Rufus.
you're doing, believe me, it's not even in your interest to get on like this right
No,
now.
I'm not
Honestly.
getting on. You were saying it. That's how you felt. I'm telling you
Look,
that not
my history and who I am is well known in
this.
this country. I don't think there are any secrets.
No,
So,
no, no.
but I dealt with the issue.
Okay,
I
let's give
stated my opinion
Richard
and my
a patient
views on
hearing.
it.
Richard, go ahead, please.
Yeah, okay.
What I'm saying is,
You're enjoying
Tim,
this, huh, Tim?
No, no.
Tim, my
Just play
point is,
mediator.
Yeah. Well, there's no mediator.
All right, so Sanusi, we have some news here, and due to some technical difficulty, we may have to end our program. It's really a sad ending, but we will be doing the program sometime this afternoon. We'll let you know what time it is, but you will be listening to us on the radio at Sky FM. So we will do this program this afternoon at about 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock this afternoon, we will be bringing you that program because we are on the eve of the election and we are going to be down at Sky FM to bring you this program. For the moment, because of technical difficulty, we are unable to bring you the program. So you want to stay tuned for us this afternoon at Sky FM about 2 o'clock. We're sorry about it. We would really like to apologize to all of our viewers and listeners. Thank you very much.
But Nishu, you on the air?
for Dominic Freedy. And this one have been done a lot for us in this constituency, like ancillary canneries, and from Jackmel he have been helped the people a lot. He built the field, the community center. We goes for the road from Roseau to Millet. He have helped the people on the field in ancillary, and the smelling gutter, they try to work up on it to make it look nice and take out the old smelling ancillary, make everybody feel good about it. And this one have been done a lot for the people, help them with most of the old people building houses and try to help the community and the young guys. Dominic Freddie, I wish you the best, and you the man, and God is with you. Don't worry, we stand with you, man. Be strong.
From River to reach Roselle, I endorse my MP, Bradley Felix. 5 more years.
Bradley Felix, another 5 years.
I endorse Bradley Felix for another 20 years in Roselle.
I endorse Bradley for the next 20 years.
I endorse Bradley Felix for the next 5 years.
I'm Marvin August, better known as Dr. G. I endorse Bradley Felix, our next district rep. Continue for 10 years. We good. Luck.
Presently now, we have a rep. We have a lady that stands firm and know what she wants and know the needs of her community. The laundry, where most people that do not have their own water supply gets to use, has been renovated and is intact. And I'm proud to say that this government is working. They are the people of these socks. Come from there with a flag.